this thing on? Today's Sunday, November 9th. I'm in a better place than I've ever been in my entire life, and you're watching RYNEGADE. It's a cool place, and they say it's a cool place. But not up now, wait till you get older. But the media back ain't too different. Touching by the hole in the satellite picture. The ice we skate is getting pretty thin. Once you lose, and your back's well swim. World's on fire, how much yours? That's the way I like it, and I never get bored. I said I want something else to get me through this. I'm kind of alive, baby, baby, I want something else. Not listen when you say, hey now, you're a rock star. God damn it, I keep getting that backwards. Hey now, you're a rock star. Keep the show on, get paid, and all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars, which one should I do? Oh, I guess I should be wearing these. God's sake. Guys, you gotta help me. My Twitch chat is slowly turning me into a furry, and there isn't anything I can do to stop it. Please save me. You see this? This is an accurate representation of how I feel about this whole thing. Imagine 0 layers of irony when you look at this. This is the future liberals want. I guess there's a trend unfolding with recent RYNEGADEs, isn't there? My baby sister turned into such a skilled craftsperson that I keep sporting their headwear in these videos. Where I excel in music, they excel in art, and I could not be prouder. These are Shadow the Hedgehog ears, by the way. Unlike you blue-haired liberals, I don't have pronouns. You will refer to me only by my name, Shadow the Hedgehog. So, what the hell's going on here? Why the sudden return of the greatest vlogging show anybody's ever watched? You know you love it. Come on, shut up. Well, in all honesty, it's all been happening so fast, it's gonna be really tough to catch you guys up on everything. So I think we'll just go in small doses and start with where we are now, before we go into great detail about how we got here. First of all, let me scroll through my recent uploads. Holy shit, it just keeps going. If it would load. If it would load. It just keeps going. It just, holy shit. It's the great Ookoid content boom of 2025. What the fuck does that even mean? Ah, I'm scared. So yeah, I got back into doing the Twitch thing, and after nearly 10 years of streaming Earthbound speedruns and whatever else, for whatever reason this year decided to be the year that everything finally lands. My audience is growing considerably at a rate that suggests an impending arc of progression and growth the likes of which no one has ever seen, at least involving me. Not only that, but it genuinely seems as though it's not just the content I produce that's keeping people watching. It's the human being behind the screen, in front of the webcam, me, that everyone seems to like, and that just blows my mind. And you know how I know that? Well, other than the fact that I have a number of people expressing this sentiment directly whenever I voice my inquiries and lamentations, there's also this. You know what I realized yesterday, Doc, is that, you know, I'm basically a veteran in this game now. Like, that's what sort of people refer to me as. I'm one of the old heads at this point. But I am still not as old as most of the Earthbound runners were when I started. Oh yeah, you started, like, a few months before I did. Alright, everyone shut the fuck up. I gotta get this arcade walk right, for fuck's sake. I keep messing it up. How? How is that wrong? Using manip is fucking hard. It's hard. So yeah, after I got my non-manip PV recently, I decided to finally bite the bullet and start learning the new Tucson manipulation route. And my streams, whenever playing Earthbound, have been exclusively me just resetting that shit over and over for like the past 2 weeks. And nonetheless, my average viewer count keeps going up. I figured people would be bored as fuck of that shit. But apparently I was wrong. I think people just like watching me get mad. My crash outs are pretty musical. But yeah, Octopus Cal, the current world record holder in Earthbound Glitchless, teamed up with Oxwas to create a new RNG manipulation route through Tucson that's extremely efficient and saves a lot of time, but it's hard as fuck. So hard, in fact, that I'm pretty sure Octo himself is the only human being to have ever performed it in its entirety and completed a run with it. And he's from Japan, so it's round about that time for the United States to step the fuck up. Get good, America! God, do I even want to get into the state of things politically in this episode? I'll think about it. Anyway, moving on. So, my Twitch is booming, my personal Discord has like a classroom full of people in it. What else is new that's been going on? Well, for one thing, I dropped a fucking album. Hello? Yeah, seriously, when I say I've had a fucking boom, I mean a fucking boom. An entire album, 66 minutes of music for anyone to listen to and enjoy the sounds of me expressing myself in the most authentic way I can. Music is what I live for, so the fact that this absolute gem of an art project is finally seeing the light of day is a moment of extreme spiritual significance. It's called Stardust Trail, and it tells the story of my struggles with mental illness, self-esteem, and my overall position in the universe. It may seem daunting, but I promise it'll be a compelling listen, even if you have an intrinsic underlying repulsion to checking out an independent musician's personal music that isn't mastered or produced in a studio setting and has less than 100 views on YouTube, and isn't available on streaming services with lossless audio quality and doesn't sound like something you would necessarily hear on the radio at restaurants. It's not 2025 AI slop. It's real songs with real spirit behind them, with real craftsmanship going into them, made by a real person. Me! I'm real! Imagine being real, LMAO. Couldn't be me. Seriously though, this album has been my passion project for over 8 years now, ever since I wrote my first song. It's literally my baby. I birthed this child. You see this album cover? You know what it took to get this picture? My best friend Vessel and I drove all the way out to Galveston on a specific night in August of 2020 when we knew, thanks to astro charts, that not only would the moon be full and bright, but also Jupiter and Saturn would be hanging out in the background saying hello. And goddamn if there weren't a bazillion fucking mosquitoes eating us alive while we were out there trying to do this. You think we would go all the way hard in the paint for such a perfect photo, for some unappealing, contemporary, run-of-the-mill, par-for-the-course SoundCloud rapper bullshit? Fuck no, this is real as fuck! This is passion. This is soul. This is spirit. This is music. Let's just say I'm pretty damn proud of myself. The me from the RYNEGADEs of yesteryear could never have accomplished something this big in scale. We weren't confident enough in ourselves. Also, the album wasn't finished yet. I just didn't know it. I wrote the first song for the album in 2017, and I came up with the album idea in 2019. And the last song I needed to write in order to finish the album was written last month. That final song actually turned out to be the title track itself, Stardust Trail. And it also happens to be the most positive and triumphant song I've ever written. I sort of made a reputation for myself of writing music exclusively about sad stuff and like struggles and trials and tribulations, which is all I've ever really felt compelled to express, and there's all kinds of reasons for that. Even now I still find it difficult to be creatively inspired by happy things, because when there's happiness, there's no conflict. There's no subject matter that needs discussion. There's no barrier that needs overcoming. I'm just happy. What is there to say? That's why it's really important that I finally found something truly happy to write a song about. Triumph. Shut up, Twitter. I don't want to think about you right now. Yeah, that's right. I'm fucking dead naming you. You're not trans. You're not X. You're just stupid. So what is it that I've been triumphant over? Well, it's time for me to be honest with you guys. A big reason for a lot of my giant overarching sabbaticals from content creation and streaming stems from my addiction. And wouldn't you know it, that addiction finally caught up with me a couple years ago, and I got in trouble with law enforcement and caught a case. But the good news is, guess what? I beat it! It was a long journey, but I did everything I was supposed to, all while working on myself as a human being in the process. And I won. I fucking won. And now, for the first time in my life, I can genuinely say, in full confidence, that I'm never going back. I'm done living in the past, there's no need for that anymore, and I am out of rock bottom for good. In retrospect, I am grateful for that stage of my life because it showed me a lot of new ways of experiencing life, and it taught me a lot of really important lessons. It led to a lot of pretty damn good musical material as well, and ultimately I became a better human in the process, but I'm glad it's over. I went to rehab this year, back in late June, July. And that turned out to be the stage for the final confrontation. It turned out that it wasn't even the drugs themselves that were the problem. It was all the bullshit that I was running away from. It was the trauma that was eating away at me for more than half my life that was holding me back from even realizing that I do deserve to live. It was the resentment that I held for everyone who did me wrong and everything bad that ever happened to me that was preventing me from ever living anywhere other than in the past. It was the unresolved reconciliation with everything lying underneath this fallible human exterior that piled up over so much time that I completely lost sight of my true purpose as an individual. The opportunity that was granted to me to finally confront and resolve and overcome this great demon seemed like a small annoying chore at first, but ultimately I realized that it was going to turn out to be a really important thing for me to do. While I was in there, I literally wrote a 5-page letter, front and back, basically outlining literally everything that I could remember to mention, and burned it in a ritualistic spiritual ceremony. And that's not a metaphor. We all literally stood around a fire pit and lit that shit on fire and watched it burn in silence. It sounds kind of cheesy, but when you're in it, and you know where you are along your spiritual progression, something like that can really be a game changer. And it was, because look at what I'm doing now. Look at me. Shut up, Twitter! Yes, I get it. I know you exist. And I know you want to pull the conversation in a certain horrible direction. Can't you see I'm trying to do a positive segment? Step the fuck off for a minute, please. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I could go into a lot more detail, but I already have so much shit that I'm doing every single day at this point that I really don't have time to get into all of it right now. Like I said, we'll take it in small doses. I promise I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about. We'll get there. Anyway, to answer the question at the beginning of the video, why the return of RYNEGADE? Well, take a look at this. My sub count is dropping again. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. I think it's pretty funny when this happens, especially because it's happened so many times, and I'm pretty sure I can explain the phenomenon. I don't know if y'all remember, but...
Breaking news, my YouTube channel has officially dipped back below 11,000 subscribers. Thank goodness, I was starting to worry about how high the number was getting. I would love it if my sub count never exceeded 11,000 or dipped below 10,000 for the rest of the universe's lifespan, and I'm being completely serious.
I finally did hit 12K and maintain that 1,000 barrier, but right as I'm about to cross 13K, now all of a sudden I'm losing subs. Why is that? Well, here's what I believe. Obviously, my channel does not follow the rules of the modern YouTube landscape. I've been using this channel since 2013. I call myself a variety YouTuber, which I sort of define as I upload whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want to upload it. I literally have no concern over any of my viewers or subs' opinion over what I should or shouldn't be doing and when, and I especially don't give two fucks about the algorithm and utilizing it to make my channel bigger at the expense of my sanity. As such, sometimes I just need to take an extended sabbatical from uploading. It's because I'm a human being, and I have a life that I've been living, and that's okay. But what happens as a result of this goes as follows. You see, most of my channel's attention comes from a very specific subset of videos that still get around because they have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. So, if my channel ever goes on a temporary hiatus, over the course of all that time, those particular videos that people want to come back to continue to get attention, and that triggers the algorithm into recommending them to more people, and the cycle perpetuates itself, and I get more subs. But once I come back, all these new subs who subbed for something I did 6 years ago, or 10 years ago, or a year and a half ago, or whatever, now all of a sudden their notification box and subscription feed is getting overloaded with all kinds of new content that probably doesn't have anything to do with what they subscribed for. Especially in this case, where my channel has been seeing multiple uploads a day of purely personal content over the course of several weeks, which I've never done before. So now everyone's all like, what the fuck? Who's this douchebag wearing cat ears doing let's plays of Omori and Deltarune or whatever and playing guitar in front of a webcam? When did I even sub to this guy? Oh well, guess I'll fix that. And then they unsub. This has been a perpetual loop with my channel for many years at this point, so I'm used to it by now and I'm not at all sore about it, because like I said before,
whenever people leave me comments asking me who I am or why my videos are being recommended to them, I've learned that, ironically, the reason isn't because they actually want to know the answers to those questions, it's because they're annoyed. If they really were just curious and they wanted to try and figure out for themselves why my videos are appearing in the recommended feed, it wouldn't be that difficult for them to go to my channel, read my about, and scroll down through my uploads or playlists until they find a video of mine that they've already watched. But they never do any of that. Instead, they just leave this exact comment, almost word for word, on one of my videos without acknowledging any of the content in the video itself. And then they go on about their day as if they're the only person that's ever been mildly inconvenienced by my fat, ugly face appearing on their homepage. Or as if there's anything I can do to get them their time back that they spent being annoyed and subsequently writing that comment.
This type of shit is just in people's nature sometimes, and that's totally okay. I just think it's really funny, so I thought I'd knock out two birds with one stone by talking about it in a video and reopening the possibility of making new RYNEGADEs, especially now that I have DaVinci Resolve as well as a new mic and webcam to work with. Oh yeah, all my shit got fucking stolen at the beginning of this year, by the way. I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah, that was the thing. My PC's gone, all my instruments are gone, all my clothes that I ever owned are gone, among other things. It's really sad. And that particular circumstance explains my most recent sabbatical, alongside, you know, all the rehab stuff. It's taken a while to rebuild, but I like the steady rate of progression we're seeing right now. I have a positive outlook. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. No, Twitter, no! We are not doing this today. No, I don't want to doom scroll. No, goddammit, stop reminding me that you were once a fundamental staple of the show and that I like talking about things that tangentially relate to my interests as well as world events. God, you're such an asshole. Fine, okay, fine. You get one post. One. What are we gonna see? Oh, I gotta sign in. 21 Pilots did a cover of Seven Nation Army? That's funny, he's actually playing it on bass. You're not supposed to play this song on bass. What the fuck is he wearing? He's such a visionary. Oh, Josh is wearing it too. I gotta see them live so bad. Okay, I don't want to ask for this, but give me something negative to get mad at.
I will always love you.
This is the state of things. I've been gone for way too long. I haven't even been able to talk about AI, Elon, all this other shit that's been going on. Donald Trump being back in office. I was criticizing Biden back then. There's just way too much. There's just way too much. I really don't want to spend time getting into this. I feel like anyone who knows me knows how much I despise Elon Musk, and I couldn't possibly overstate just how this is to look at. You know what? I'm just gonna keep scrolling. Thank you, Alex Hirsch. Yeah, being the GOAT as always. Seriously. Okay, I'm just getting bullshit on my regular feed. Like, I don't care. Alright, I guess we'll go to this. In 2001, George Stephanopoulos admitted to PBS Frontline that the Clinton administration worked to paint Congress as blackmailing the country to get their way via government shutdown and characterized them as basically terrorists. In 2025, he calls these quotes a mischaracterization of history. What changed, George?
Disagree with you about the history there, but
no, George, the best way to do it, and look, you were involved in a lot of these in the 90s, and you basically called the Republicans terrorists, and you said that it is not the responsible party that keeps the government closed. And so what we need is 5 brave, moderate Democratic senators to cross the aisle, because right now it is 52 to 3. 5 Democrats can cross the aisle and reopen the government. That's the best way to do it, George.
I can disagree with you about the history there, but we don't need a history lesson right now.
George,
let's talk about what's happening right now.
If you want, I've got all your quotes here. I've got all your quotes here, George.
I'm sure you do.
But
let's talk about the situation right now.
Read your book, so you got one purchase on Amazon this week, and that's very much what you said.
I guess I could briefly address the government shutdown. I mean, to be fair, I'll be honest, I kind of stopped paying attention to political stuff in like 2023 because of the whole Israel and Palestine thing. I'm looking at this again and I'm just like, you know what? This can all be boiled down to it's red and it's blue and they're going like this and they're going like this forever. And no one is able to kind of take a look at this and be like, isn't this just like, this is bullshit, right? The other thing is every single one of these politicians are hypocrites too. And the mind-blowing thing about it is that it's in plain sight. Like, you can see it. When you look at something someone said X amount of years ago, and now they're saying the opposite thing now because it's not your party who's doing the thing, you gotta bend over backwards and do gymnastics to fucking validate your position. Like, both sides of the spectrum are making an argument that it's the other side's fault that the government is still shut down and everyone's going hungry. And the other side is like, well, we need people on the other side to cooperate with us, and they don't want to cooperate with us, so therefore it's their fault that the government is shut down. And then these guys are like, oh, well, it's these guys' fault for actually causing the shutdown in the first place because they didn't want to agree with us on a bill, even though we snuck in this shitty language to make it cause other things that go against their intentions. But it's like, we're going to frame it as if it's something that we're doing for the good of the people, but it's actually got secret tax breaks for the billionaires in it. And God, how does anyone even address this without staring it directly in the face? And that's what no one's doing. No one is brave enough to just look at it for what it is and wipe it all from the face of the earth. We can't do that. We keep having to work within this system in order to try and get things back to normal. But what is even normal anymore? We're like, look at the AI shit. Look at this fucking pathetic ass Elon Musk shit that's going on. And that's a big reason why I don't even know how to talk about politics anymore, because like, we just need a hard reset. Like, the whole mission between red and blue is to have everyone choose either red or blue. And that's not how this works. That's not how the system is designed. We're never going to be able to choose red or blue. But what red and blue are doing is blue is lumping all of red into one sort of box, and red is doing the same to blue. So it's like, if you're red, then everyone on the blue side is a horrible human being because they don't agree with you. And if you're red, the same thing is true about blue. So, like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? We're here because a guy who has $700 billion or whatever wants to have $701 billion. And you know what it's going to take for that to happen is we're going to let people starve. That's all it is. I don't even have anything funny to say about it. It's just fucking pathetic. I don't know. Maybe I'm just out of the groove. I kind of need to dive back in if I want to actually take this type of shit seriously. Plus, I'm kind of in the middle of adjusting to a new format, and I'm pretty ignorant on a lot of stuff that's been going on. Maybe I shouldn't talk about politics. It's pretty pathetic when musicians think they know anything about politics, and they should just keep their fucking trap shut and keep playing their songs. I wish. I wish. Well, that was awful. Thanks, Twitter. You fucking suck as always, and I don't know why people even bother to use you anymore. Anyways, I'm gonna reach out to my community here and request that you guys, A, leave a like on the video to show your support. It really means a lot to me, seeing that number go up. And B, leave a comment. A fun part of this show was always responding to people's comments and questions, so I'd love to be able to engage with you guys a little bit more. So go on, ask me whatever you want. I'm all ears. Oh, God damn it. This is Ryan. Don't forget to not be a douchebag. You just got done watching RYNEGADE. This was fun. Let's do it again, shall we? Soon. I promise. And I don't want the world to see me